Hi Alex, Joe Murray, in studio in Boston, Massachusetts. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for the ability to compete in your contest. It's actually something I believe in. You see, in my lifetime I've had several jobs. I've been a police officer, I've been a correction officer, I've also been a stockbroker, believe it or not. I've seen a lot of things, and I agree with 99.99% of everything you say. The only 1% that I disagree with is when you go on crazy rants. However, I think they're necessary from time to time to relieve the stress. I understand what you're going through, and I see what you see as well. And with that being said, I'd like to just break right to my first story here. And I'd like to talk to everybody, America, the world, everybody. This is very important stuff here we're talking about. You see, the symbol of America has always been Coca-Cola and Pepsi and freedom and things of that nature. Nothing says America more than drinking an ice cold Pepsi or a Coke and sitting on a fence, smelling the air and enjoying yourself. Problem with it is nowadays Pepsi is actually putting things into their product that maybe we don't want to drink. And you don't have to be American to think that this is a problem. If you're human, you're not going to like this story. I'm going to go from a news article that I have right here. It's from lifesitenews.com. And you can find this everywhere. This just happened to be a headline that I liked. It says, Obama agency rules Pepsi use of cells derived from aborted fetuses ordinary business. And I'll read you the paragraph where this decision came down. In a decision delivered February 28th, President Obama's Security Exchange Commission, that's the SEC, ruled that PepsiCo's use of cells derived from aborted fetal remains in their research and development agreement with Genomics to produce flavor enhancers falls under ordinary business. Quote, ordinary business, end quote. Now folks, we got a real problem in America. We have a real problem in humanity, for that matter, when people think that it's okay to research flavor enhancements using aborted fetal material, fetuses for that matter, or anything that has to do with the human body. And who are the crazy guys running around in white lab coats that think that it's a good idea to even come up with the idea? Think about that. Let that soak in, because that troubled me when I saw it. That there are nuts out there that decide, hey, this might be a good idea. Let's try using fetuses, and let's put fetuses in our product. That's incredible. It's crazy. I mean, these people are lunatics. I mean, obviously, just by the fact that our government signed it, wow. I'm almost speechless on this one. But I will say this, that, you know, it's no surprise to me since our government is actually working for these greedy corporations. They really don't have you and I or our better interest in mind for themselves. This next story hit close to home when I saw it. It's written at Infowars.com by Kurt Nimmo, and it's titled, School Children Forced to Participate in Coney 2012 Activism. When I saw this title, I was shocked, because my own daughter volunteers to teach younger children in school, after her school, and these are kids that need help with reading and arithmetic and things like this. And I was always of the belief system that my daughter was actually just trying to teach disadvantaged children how to do better in school. Then I learned that my daughter was actually teaching about Joseph Kony, and she was handing out packets from the Coney 2012 movement. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, folks, that this comes all the way down from the United Nations, and it goes right through the schools. It's in our children are now teaching this to other children, and you might notice that your kids might come to you someday soon and expect you to understand who the invisible children are. The invisible children. Now, Mind you, these invisible children are adults now. Joseph Kony has been missing for more than 5 years. And that being said, since this story, Kony 2012, is all around us, this is happening in real time, we're going to cut right now to a great-looking reporter, Joe Murray, and he's on scene in Lincoln, Rhode Island. Take it away,
Hi,
Joe.
Alex. This is Joe Murray reporting for Infowars.com and PrisonPlanetTV.net. I'm standing in front of a church sign in a sleepy community in Lincoln, Rhode Island. The name of the church is A Great Church. Now, this great church, as of late, has been posting political agendas in the last couple of weeks. Local residents have asked questions about these signs as they ask the residents to support Kony 2012 and the movement against Joseph Kony.
These photos were obtained from concerned citizen and show the Kony sign followed by the issues sign. How ironic and strange indeed.
As you can see, Alex, today the sign is benign, a normal church sign in a sleepy community. However, this sign has been asking residents to support a movement against Joseph Kony in Africa over the last couple of weeks. This is Joe Murray for Infowars.com and PrisonPlanetTV.net. Back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Joe, for that great report. Now let's go to the most important news of the day, perhaps even of the century. This is the National Defense Authorization Act that Obama signed into law January 1st, 2012. This act gives the President the right to suspend all of our rights as American citizens. It even gives him the right to assassinate us. Let that soak in, folks. Gives him the right to assassinate us. Now, I ask a hypothetical question a lot of times now since the NDAA has passed, the National Defense Authorization Act. Please Google it. It's everywhere. There's no way you can miss it. Of course, it's everywhere except for on the lamestream media. In fact, you'll have to go to the internet to find it, or news articles to find it, but you're not going to find it too much on TV. Now, that being said, I pose this hypothetical question to you. As an American citizen, what would you do if someone kicked in your front door? They then came into your house, they threw a black sack over your child's head, they pulled your child out of the house, and they went somewhere. You later found out that they left the country with your child, but they wouldn't tell you where. Then you found out that while they were in some other country, that they put them in a prison camp, they tortured them, and then killed them. What would you do? And most people would say, well, that's just too terrible to think about. I could never think about something that crazy. And of course that would be terrible and horrible. But what would you do? Think about it. And most would say, well, I'll just go to the police. I'll just go to the government. And that's the question that I ask you. What if it is the government doing it? You see, under the NDAA, it gives the government the right to kidnap you, your loved ones, or anybody they want to, for any reason that they want to, whenever they want to, however they want to. They have the right to damage your property. They have the right to spy on us. They have the right to take us outside the country, torture us, and then kill us. And they don't have to tell anybody about it. Wow. I think we've gone too far. And I hope that this wakes some people up out there. I'd like to thank you again, Alex, for this opportunity to compete in your contest. And if I could be so bold, I'd like to dedicate this video to the memory of Pat Tillman, a real American hero.